And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. Over 80 show categories here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we all want to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, we want you to pull out your smartphone, save our hotline number in your phone, because at some point you're going to need it. We have a lot of offers and giveaways and consumer advocate advice. Just give us a call or a text message at 813-670-7372. 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. Any questions, comments, concerns you may have, a lot of different opportunities to engage with us at the show. We've got credit advice, insurance, all types of other advice that you might need. We've got lots of attorneys involved with the show. Any kind of legal questions you may have. Of course, real estate, we can definitely help you there with real estate. We can offer you foreclosure lists. We've got waterfront foreclosure lists right now, properties that you can pick up off the market as well, cash-only type deals. Also, check out our website, consumerqb.com. That's our website, our blog site, a plethora of information available for you at consumerqb.com. Check it out. You can submit the form there, the contact form, newly designed website. You got testimonials up there. You can see previous episodes, videos, our live stream. All of our expert contributors are listed at consumerqb.com as well. You can see all their contact information. And this is Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Back in studio, Gary Hallock. He's the territory manager for WeInsure Group. He's an insurance expert. Welcome back in, sir.
Oh, good morning, Brandon. Good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, man. What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about helping mortgage brokers and realtors get the closing done.
That's right. Getting to closing, nothing happens until you get to that closing, right?
That is true. A
lot of stuff happening before the scenes, but as far as monetarily goes, so WeInsure Group got a lot of folks around the Tampa Bay market that can help. Gary is the manager of the territory, so he's got lots of other folks that he can plug you in with. He's based in Lutz, I believe.
Correct.
But we've got a lot of folks around the town that he can get you in touch with. Also, we have James Lascano in studio as well. He is a business broker, so he's going to help you understand more about buying, selling businesses, how to value your business. And I think later in the show, we may offer a gift to our listeners in the form of a valuation. So we'll talk about that. James Lascano, welcome back in.
Hey, thank you very much, Brandon. As always, love being here in the show. Love to go ahead and provide any type of additional knowledge to the great listeners that we have here in the Tampa Bay area. And football season is upon us.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that right now, very much so.
That's right. Yeah, we had Ian Beckles on the show earlier this week. We talked a little bit about Bucks. We talked about the Bulls. Mayor Kreisman was in studio as well, talking about things happening in St. Petersburg. And I'm thinking about checking out those shuffleboard courts. That sounded pretty cool. I don't know if you heard the show, but they got some stuff going on down there. But we're going to help you win no matter what you're facing. We don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We're going to help you win. And we're giving a shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza. This is one of our restaurant partners here, Brio Tuscan Grill. 2223 Northwest Shore Boulevard in Tampa. And Brio Tuscan Grill is located off of Bay Street next to the Renaissance Tampa Hotel International Plaza. And at Brio Tuscan Grill, they have an international plaza menu. They have Italian menu, drinks, cozy atmosphere, and a very friendly wait staff, bringing you the pleasures of a Tuscan country villa to Tampa. And we invite you to check it out. Make your reservation today. Brio Tuscan Grill at their International Plaza, 877-3939, 877-3939. And make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you for special incentives. If you just mentioned the quarterback show, they're going to give you that free water with lemon right when you walk in. They're going to hook you up with that. And let's go ahead and jump into this great content. Coming up in the show as well, we got top 5 highest paid authors coming up as well. We're going to see where our expert contributors stack up there. And let's go ahead and jump into this talk here, Gary. Let's talk about insurance. Talk about things that people, how to protect your assets. I mean, because that's, you work a lot. We work a lot these days. We have these valuable assets, and we may not have the right coverages. We hear a lot about sinkholes in the news lately. We're hearing things about flood zones and velocity zones, hurricanes, tropical storms. Let's talk about protecting those assets.
One of the largest investments that most Americans make is their home. And one of the least insured things is their home.
Right.
A lot of people don't review it with their agent on an annual basis. A lot of people don't make sure that they have adequate coverage. We get policies that come across our desk that, people want us to review, and they're missing coverages. They don't have contents. And again, what is a content in your home? And just think about taking your house, turning it upside down, shaking it, and everything that's going to fall out in your front yard, that's considered a content.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't insure those. And think about what it costs if you have a suit or work clothes or equipment in the garage, how much that would take to replace all that stuff. And, do you want to go to a private company to get your clothes, or you want to have to go to Goodwill to buy your clothes again? So that may make a determination on how you insure your items. So
yeah, it's important. I think it's especially for renters out there. They may not understand that renters have a different type of a policy. I think it's a HO6. Is that right?
It's an HO4. HO6 is a condo policy. HO4 is a renter's policy. And basically it provides liability coverage and contents coverage, but it does not insure the building because they have no insurable interest in it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right, so sinkholes. Let's touch base on sinkholes. Anything? Sure. What's developing there? What should our listeners know? Why should they care?
Well, two things. One, we've just recently seen, if you live in the Pasco area, you probably have heard about the 7 homes that have been condemned now. I believe it's maybe going up. I know it was opening up again. It's actually in my neighborhood. I just haven't had a chance to drive past it yet. It's 2 miles from my house, but it's in my neighborhood. What's going on with that is those are covered claims because they're catastrophic losses. There may be a couple that aren't covered because they had prior sinkhole coverage. So I'm not sure how the legality is going to work on that. If it's going to go back to the company that did the mediation on it, if it's going to go to the carrier that's currently insuring it. So there might be some issues with that. But one of the things that we are seeing in Pasco are some of the what we call non-admitted carriers. They're not admitted into Florida, but they can still write business. That they're actually now excluding catastrophic ground collapse. So you buy one of these non-admitted policies, you may not even have any sort of catastrophic ground collapse or sinkhole coverage at all. So you definitely want to make sure, if you can, try to get an admitted policy, admitted carrier in Florida.
So what does that mean exactly, an admitted carrier?
Admitted carrier is one that's filed with the state of Florida. It's admitted into the state. A non-admitted carrier still has the authorization to write in the state, but the state hasn't technically admitted them, and they don't file with the state, and the state will not back. So if you have a claim with that company with an admitted carrier and you have some issues, you can actually go to the state and they will help you. If it's not admitted, the state's like, you're on your own, find a good attorney.
Right. Wow. Interesting. So what we think our listeners should do, what I think we should do right now is we should, have an opportunity to sit down with you and just do a review of what you currently have. Because that's an issue I see a lot of times. People, they don't pull these records out until it's too late, and then they finally review it and they say, "Oh, well, I don't have this. I don't have the, uninsured motorist that, for example, Chelsea Lammy's talked about on our show." That would be a great idea to do a review.
I always tell the story. I had a house fire in 2008. My house was hit by lightning. It was a pretty massive claim, almost a total loss. But the first thing that I did was I actually pulled out my policy and read it for the first time. I actually was not in the industry at that time.
Right.
And it's amazing that as you start reading through it, you realize, oh, well, that's not covered. And then you have the conversation with the adjuster. I did have a really good carrier. For the most part, they did a really good job. But, it's traumatic. And, you want, to be honest with you, from my own personal opinion, is after you have the house fire, you don't want to be digging through your insurance policy trying to figure out what's covered or not covered at that point.
Right, yeah. And even being able to find it, do you have it in a safe, or is it stored in some type of electronic cloud? I've got my estate plan put together, and it's in an online storage. So the estate plan's there. So just finding out where your actual documentation is. Why don't we do this? Let's do a review. Anybody out there, any of our listeners, if you'd like to get a review done on your insurance, let's go ahead and text or call 813-670-7372. Let's have you give us a call at 813-670-7372. We'll put you in touch with Gary Hallock. He's the territory manager for WeInsure, an insurance expert here in Tampa Bay. Kind of jump into your policy and find out what you got in there.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. And again, the reviews are free, and if you come into the office, we'll even give you a free cup of coffee, a little better than water with lemon.
There you go. Yeah, mix it up a little bit, right? So, Gary, so, we look at that. You look at the insurance space. People, I think, a lot of times also get confused about water. They get confused about flood. Is it rising water? Is it a velocity? There's two different things to think about, wind versus water, correct?
Yeah, it can be. Again, it's how the water gets into the house. If it's typically flood insurance is covered from water coming up out of the ground, or rain coming onto the ground and rising, not being absorbed by the ground, that could cause flooding. Wind getting blown into the house under shingles, things like that's usually covered in the homeowner's policy. I normally say water from inside out is on your homeowner's policy. Water from outside in, if it's coming out of the ground, is flood policy. If it's coming through the roof, that's typically your homeowner's policy.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So that's good to know. That's stuff that you need to understand and find out. And, that's what we set this show up for. We want you to think about this show as your center of that business and the finance and the health wheel. Each spoke extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners, our expert contributors that we bring on the air to give you that consumer advocate advice, help you kind of understand things that, thinking a layer deeper, things that you typically won't think about, make you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Let's give a shout out to Felicia Lacaille as well. Speaking of health, she's got these awesome meal plans that she delivers Monday, Wednesday, Friday. She drops off these great meals to your home or office. Optimal fuel, optimal performance, organic veggies, natural proteins delivered fresh 3 times a week. Meal plan starting at $90 with Healthy Gourmet. Felicia Lacaille, longtime friend of the program here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So reach out. And when we come back, we're going to talk some business brokerages as well. We're going to talk about how to value a business. Maybe you're buying or selling businesses. We're going to talk about some inventory that James Lascano has as well with TransWorld Business Advisors. And I want to let you know about a hot listing that we've got here in Tampa Bay in Seminole Heights. This is a great property at 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa. 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. $249,000, just reduced as well, and it's 2,358 square feet. And it's an exceptional remodel, worth a look. It's a pool home, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, 2,358 square feet, $249,000 at 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa. Beautiful property, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty, our premier sponsor with the Consumer Quarterback Show. So when we come back, we're going to jump into more of our expert contributor content. And also coming up, we got a off-duty deputy that saves Manatee County couple from burning a car. So, and also top 5 coming up today is our highest paid authors. Find out where you stack up on that. More from our expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent, also a published author and professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. And we'd love for you to check it out, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. What we're doing in that book is we're teaching you how to start your own podcast, your own radio show, and we're actually taking that a step further with an actual business-in-a-box platform. Teamed up with Ken Shamrock, former UFC legend and a Hall of Famer, also WWE legend. And we'll be talking about that more and more over the coming weeks, but we're real excited about that. And we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. That is the goal of our show. And we're giving a shout out to Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. It's our official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show and Platinum MVP Realty. Anytime we have clients coming in town, we send them over to the Hotel Zamora. Check it out. It's a whitewashed Mediterranean palace, expansive luxury suites with balconies overlooking the Intercoastal Waterway, the Gulf of Mexico. You got the rooftop 360 lounge on the rooftop as well. And we're actually, we have our events there from time to time as well. And yoga on the rooftop is awesome if you're a yogi. And also the Castile restaurant is great. Check out breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the Castile restaurant. And we really love our hotel partner over there, Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on St. Pete Beach. Check them out. And make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you when you do give them a call. And you're going to get a 10 to 20% discount off of your room stay just by mentioning the REQB code. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, we're back here in studio. We got Gary Hallock in the house. He's the territory manager for WeInsure Group. He's an insurance expert in Tampa Bay, as well as James Lascano. He's a TransWorld Business Advisors, business brokers, helping people understand buying and selling, and he's looking at an opportunity to help you value your business. We're going to lighten it up first. We're going to talk a little football here in the Tampa Bay market. So, James, you were saying you just watched your first episode of Hard Knocks?
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry, I have to laugh because
I know
our producer's laughing over here because obviously there was a play on words.
Yeah.
But I'm James Lascano with TransWorld Business Advisors, and I watched Hard Knocks. I was watching it the other day. Actually, it was very interesting in the beginning. Everyone knows I'm a Giants fan.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm always going to root for the local team when I can.
Yeah.
And wasn't too happy that when they made a choice between the current quarterback and the one that went to Tennessee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought that was a better settled guy, but you still got to respect the kid that works hard.
Yeah.
And I saw, I also liked his humble beginnings. Like he was saying, look, Winston, I did see that. Hopefully he can turn into the leader that everybody poised him to be.
Yeah.
And bring a solid team here and be the leader. One of the things I saw also is they're putting pressure on him. It's a lot for it's a 23-year-old, and they're telling him, look, it's your team. You got to do what you got to do.
Step it up, baby.
Yeah, and it's nice that he still goes home. He was like, look, he was making fun of look, this is where we used to eat and go to the restroom at
Yeah.
this place. And it was a good show. I enjoyed it. So, and it's great that it's anything that brings light to Tampa is a benefit for all Tampanians. And I think it's a great way to, to be able to showcase that way.
Very exciting. I was watching the episode number 3. That was the first one you were watching there. Now they're on number 3, and they actually had Drew Garabo from our sister company, our station for the quarterback show, rather, for the Sunday show. He was on Hard Knocks. It was pretty cool, and it was about 20 seconds or so, and they were talking about him, and he was interviewing I think it was an NFL Buccaneer. I think it was a running back maybe or a defensive back, but he was talking about as an intern, working with 102.5 The Bone, but pretty cool to be able to have him on that show and on, nationally televised and a big audience. And of course, Tampa Bay is going to have a lot of fall from that, or, trickle down effect. We'll see, maybe, about half as much as a Super Bowl, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the great things you got to look at is that, Tampa has everything. The only thing we don't have is a basketball team, but then our sister city, Orlando, has one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we have a hockey team in Tampa.
Yeah.
People
love hockey.
Yeah, we have a baseball team. We have a football team. I mean, we're a metropolis
The
here.
Rowdies,
and we have a soccer team. That's right. So, I tell everyone that's why I love to talk to people when they want to move to Tampa, because I am an ambassador. I feel for it. I mean, it's such a great place to live. It's and we have everything you can think of here, and it's not as crazy as I would say, in the sense of the pace is more calm in comparison to Miami.
Oh, big time.
You can create your own pace here.
Yeah.
If you want to move, you're going to move.
Yep.
If you don't, I would actually love to tell all the Bucks, if they're listening to our show, that we're having a big event, the Wine, Women, and Shoes event, and I would love for them to make an appearance if they could. It's for children's cancer. It's for the Children's Cancer Center.
Yep.
And it's coming up in November. And we've had already a lot of Bucks attend, but it'd be great if a lot of more of them would come and join. I'm sure that Patty would love to.
She's going to be on in October. We just were exchanging emails. So Patty O'Leary from Children's Cancer Center is going to be on coming up real soon here in a couple of weeks. So we're going to be talking about that. The Wine, Women, and Shoes event coming up, supporting Children's Cancer Center. James, you've had up one of the committees for the Soul Men and helping out with that as well. Last year, a couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to be the MC. That was great. That was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And so James Lascano here on the Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. Now he's with TransWorld Business Advisors. He's a business broker. He's going to help you understand more about buying a business or potentially selling a business as well. So James, let's talk about that process. I think a lot of times people don't understand what goes into actually getting a business ready to sell.
You know what? Actually, it's great. I have it's great that you mentioned that. I have a meeting right after this show with actually people that run a very successful business for a lot of years in the Tampa Bay area, and they're doing it the right way. They contacted me. They're like, look, we want to do this in about 2 years, or now we know that it takes this long amount of time. They sent me their financials. They're clean. I was very impressed. I've already gone through them. And, it's a big retail business.
Yeah.
And they want to just go ahead and say, look, what are the processes in place that we need to do now to make sure that we're successful walking away from it? They have family, but I know that some people don't know this, but 90% of the people that own a business, small business, don't end up giving it to their children. They end up selling the business.
Right.
It's only 10% of the people that hand it off to their children, because most of the time their children don't want to do that.
Children are tired of it. They've heard of it their whole life. They want something different. They see the struggle maybe.
Exactly. And there's so many examples of that. There's one particular example I think I brought up before on the show where this gentleman had a big manufacturing business, multi-million. I mean, they did about $20 million a year. Mm-hmm. And his child, you couldn't have made a better silver platter. Yeah. I mean, you could have it's like right here. Everything was put together. The whole business was running. It had a team that ran the business that was effective. The business was very well recognized. It was actually at the cusp of, I think, hitting the next level, to be able to be doing major co-packing for other corporations and things of that nature. And the kid, when you would talk to him, the kid had more fun. Instead of being like the man who's going to run the business, he had more fun creating little picture frames and selling them on eBay.
Yeah.
And you're looking at him and you're like, hey man, your father is like this really driven guy. He was actually from another country.
Yeah.
He came to this country with that ideal, busted his tail, did everything could, built this big business that makes millions
What
of
line
dollars.
of business was it?
It was a manufacturing firm.
Oh, manufacturing.
Yeah,
okay.
manufacturing. And you're here. He's giving it to you basically, and you're basically saying, no, I'd rather do this, and I want to be my own man. I'm like, you can be your own man and bring this to the next level.
Yeah.
But so they ended up selling the business, of course, and this was a big facility. I mean, everything.
Wow.
And it was state of the art. So that happens often. So most times, some parents are questioning which should I talk to my children? Bring them along. Because when you go ahead and make this decision, because you want them to see, look, this is what's going to happen going near the future. This is how we're going to proceed moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about that when we come back as well. Let's talk about valuation of the business. How do you value your business? And also more from Gary Hallock here as well in studio. WeInsure Insurance Group here in Tampa Bay as well. And we find out how a police officer was spending his free time as well with our interesting story, our feel-good story of the week, and also the top 5 highest paid authors. We're going to talk about that as well. More from our expert contributors. Giving a shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, quarterback show, Platinum MVP Realty, former USF football player. I played on the inaugural football team at the University of South Florida, longtime quarterback on my sports teams, and now we're quarterbacking transactions for our sellers, our buyers, our investors out there in the real estate space. We're quarterbacking introductions to all of our expert contributors. We've got over 80 show partners here with the Consumer Quarterback Show, with our own number one goal is to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. Could be credit improvement, could be some insurance issues you may have. Maybe you're looking to buy and sell a business, invest in real estate, maybe want to find out more about how to have a successful retirement plan. We've got Michael Lascano, our safe money coach. We've got 4 or 5 different attorneys associated with this show as well. So if you have any legal issues, anything out there that you're facing, we would love to plug you into our network. 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. 813-670-7372. And consumerqb.com. That's our website, blog site, a plethora of information available for you at consumerqb.com. Now, if you're selling real estate, we'd love for you to check out PlatinumMVPRealty.net. PlatinumMVPRealty.net is our site there for any sellers out there. Giving a shout out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa in Tampa. Are you looking for a place to get a massage or a facial at an affordable price but don't want to sign for any contracts? Look no further. Signature Massage and Facial Spa, they offer a 1-hour Swedish massage for $49.95, always, no contracts. Come in early and you get the early bird hour. You save $10 off and you'll receive a professional massage at a great price. And for those muscles that need and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have amazing facial and microderm packages. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa, 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. 813-925-8898, 925-8898. Give them a call. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get a discount, 10% discount for any new customers out there. And we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. Gary Hallock is in the house. He's the territory manager of WeInsure Group, and also James Lascano, business broker, TransWorld Business Advisors, in the house. And we're talking about ways to help you win. We're talking about things that you might want to consider when it comes to buying, selling, investing. And James, let's talk about the valuation process of a business. I think that's one of the misconceptions, misnomers people have is, how do you actually value a business?
Mm-hmm. Before I started, I wanted to also mention a couple listings that I had. I have 3 great pizzerias for sale right now. I mean, I have listings of all levels. Normally, all of us specialize in something. I specialize in manufacturing and telecommunications, but overall, we cater to everyone. It's a small, we cater to all small businesses. And I have 3 beautiful pizzerias right now for sale. One of them is for $115,000 in Hillsborough County. And it nets around $50,000 to $55,000 in net revenue. It's beautiful build out. And it actually looks like it looks like a franchise. Then I have another another pizzeria that's for $79,000 in Pinellas County. And it also nets around $50,000. The build out is not as beautiful, but it's a nice build out. And then, of course, I have the creme de la creme. I have a pizzeria in Hillsborough County for $214,000. It nets $92,000, and the build out is just incredible. I mean, the guy spent $350,000 in this build out. It's gorgeous. It's got a bar. It's got they serve beer and wine, and it is top shelf. Beautiful.
So do you own the asset when you move in, or is it a lease space?
No, you lease the property. It is an asset sale by definition.
Okay.
So, but to go back to what you initially stated is how we evaluate. Well, there's multiple ways of valuing a business. Depending on the business, what we have to look at. A critical point is really that it comes to net revenue for most small businesses. Okay, you have to be able to make a good, solid net revenue. Some businesses, though, at times, like sometimes pizzerias, people look for the gross because they see opportunity to better manage the business.
Right.
Yeah. So if pizzerias are doing over $500,000 to $1 million, really, it's a great way. It makes it easier to sell because the gross is there. People are like, look, I can streamline this. I can cut. I can make here a better process. I could build a better procedure. Better way to skin a cat, to be able to make more net revenue. I sold one last year that was doing over $1 million, and she had 22 employees.
Wow.
Okay, in this really small place. You would never think that this small place had that. Well, so she was, the next gentleman who came in basically said, look, your operations expenses are too high because you have too many employees, or so let's consolidate.
Right.
Okay, so you look at it from that perspective. But again, it depends on the specific type of business that it is. I've said it before in the show that if you're selling like a funeral home, first of all, funeral homes have come in very, very rare because funeral homes, they're normally passed down through generations. Those are the ones like
People are dying to get in those, aren't they?
Great joke. They are. They literally are. And there's never. You know what? That is what do you call it? That is it survives the test of time.
Yeah.
That business, because no matter what, that's
We're mortal.
Yeah, we're mortal. I mean, there's just everything is no matter what, you can always count on death and taxes.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
bars,
gonna happen.
almost maybe next in line would be bars and liquor sales, right? People like to go and
exactly,
drink.
which are also things that also do very well. So funeral homes normally, because of the morbid type of mentality that people have towards them, people normally, like I said, the business gets passed down from generation to generation. So when one comes available, it's very rare and they sell very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, because they sell very quickly in the state of Florida and in New York, and there's a couple of other states, but those specific ones that I know, when you make an assessment with that, you have to include the property. They always sell with property.
Okay.
And that's part of the valuation. So there's a conundrum in Florida and in New York, because the property probably is worth so much more that the value it gets skewed by the valuation. So if you have a business and you're saying, look, the business is worth $200,000, okay, and then you add in the property and the real estate,
right?
It's still going to be worth $200,000. But what if the real estate is worth $1 million?
Right.
Okay, so that's the issue with that in the states like Florida and New York. In other states, the valuation is sound, but in Florida and New York, we have to look at different ways to evaluating it. But it always, again,
let's get an offer in here too. I want to get an offer in. Sorry to cut you off.
Okay. I would also tell you that it's critical is when you're looking to value your business, the net revenue is the most important thing.
Net revenue, net revenue. Yeah, definitely more than the gross. James Lascano here, TransWorld Business Advisors on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Let's go ahead and offer, anyone out there that's maybe a business owner thinking about buying or selling a business, or if you'd like to get a valuation done on your business, 813-670-7372. Give us a call or a text at 813-670-7372, and we'll put you in touch with James Lascano, TransWorld Business Advisors. You can also submit the form at consumerqb.com. There's an email form there, contact form, that will come directly through to me, and my promise is that we'll get back to you before our head hits the pillow. So James Lascano, TransWorld Business Advisors. Also in studio, Gary Hallock. He's the territory manager for WeInsure Group and also in Lutz. And Gary, back to you here. You also have other locations. So if somebody's saying, well, I'm not close to Lutz, I know Gary's in Lutz, you got locations throughout all of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and actually, we're a franchise. So I'm the territory manager, and I'm also an agency owner. So I am an agent, and I also help my other agents build their businesses. So not to confuse us as just I'm strictly a manager. I'm not. But yeah, I've got 7 offices in the Tampa Bay area. I've got David Wood over in St. Pete. I got Glen Magaha down in Apollo Beach, Wilson Peck in Tampa. I got Edison DeBarros over in Oldsmar, and then there's 3 other agency owners in my office. Wes Witten and Mike Hankey are agency owners that are leasing out of my office, and myself. But we can write anywhere in the state of Florida, and we, everyone kind of focuses on the business, buying and selling your business.
Yep.
Each of our agency owners kind of focus. Some focus on auto, some focus on homeowners. So we've got a really good mix that if it's something I'm not really sure how to do, I've got people I can go get answers from.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And it's a great time to get a review. We talked about that in the last segment. Find out what you actually have. What are you paying for? What's your policy premium? Get a review on that and double check it as well. Get a price quote with Gary. He can take a look. You can shop a lot of different carriers.
And we have 45, almost 50 homeowner carriers and 30-something auto carriers. One of the things, we focus on working with a lot of mortgage brokers and realtors. And it's a very unique market because a lot of times people that are buying houses, the consumer, the people that you're working with, don't really understand insurance. It's their first home. They've never had homeowners insurance.
Right.
And a lot of times it's we're trying to get in there from a price standpoint to make sure that we can get the deal through. And a lot of mortgage brokers, especially, you've done enough deals that $30 a month can affect a deal to get a house closed. And we work with a lot of that. So, I definitely, anyone that's bought a house in the last 12 months, definitely have your policy relooked at because it may have been built to get you into that house. And now it's time to review it and make sure that you have the adequate coverages that you need to have.
Perfect. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you at our Consumer Advocate Hotline or the website consumerqb.com. And we're giving a shout out here, talking about Kathy Finnegan with Accountable Action. She offers a wide range of professional coaching services, many of which can be customized depending on the client's needs. And it's including wellness, fitness, nutrition, life coaching, sales, business, professional coaching, and as well as relationship coaching. Kathy Finnegan is a certified professional coach and a certified wellness coach with a background in extreme exercise and nutrition. She has extensive experience providing others with accountability they need to reach their goals on their own goals and recognizes that each client needs a tailored approach. And also, Kathy is known for creating customized coaching plans based on her clients and not a preset approach. She understands that not one treatment approach will work for everyone, and all of her clients have different goals they want to meet. As a result, Accountable Actions LLC provides clients with a strategic action plan with clearly delineated steps and outcomes. Check out Kathy Finnegan at accountableactions.com and accountableactions.com for all of your coaching needs. And when we come back, more from our expert contributors. We got Gary Hallock in studio. We got James Lascano as well, TransWorld Business Advisors. And I want to let you know about a hot real estate property I've got listed down here. Compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. This is a personal listing of mine at 215 12th Avenue Northeast in beautiful St. Petersburg. 4 bedrooms, 5 bath, $1.29 million listing, and it's an opportunity to design your own style home. The property is in process and slated for a September 1 delivery date. So the potential buyer would be able to select final countertop, cabinets, floorings, all that, the upgrades. You would be able to select that as the buyer. So check it out. Beautiful property, 215 12th Avenue Northeast in St. Petersburg. A great buying opportunity here. All right, when we come back, we're going to do our top 5 highest paid authors of 2016 as well. Find out what this off-duty deputy did on his day off, police officer was doing in his free time when we come back. More from our expert contributors, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
Listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay. We're looking for inventory right now. If there's any sellers out there, any homeowners thinking about potentially selling, check out PlatinumMVPRealty.net. We've got some great videos on there that explain the selling process. PlatinumMVPRealty.net. We'd love to talk to you about that, offer you a free comparable market analysis, and help you find out a little bit more about, what's going on in your neighborhood. Who wouldn't want to know how many foreclosures are in there? What kind of bank-owned activity? What are the properties selling for? We'd love to tell you more about that. And also, we're looking for business owners as well. Business owners that want to come on the air, grow your sphere of influence, become a center of influence, and leverage the power of the media. A lot of opportunities to repurpose content on social media as well. We'd love to talk to business owners with select categories. It's for our consumer advocate approach here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. 813-670-7372. You can give us a call or shoot a text message to our consumer advocate hotline at 813-670-7372. Also, consumerqb.com. Just submit the email form at consumerqb.com. In studio today, we've got Gary Hallock. He's a territory manager, and he's also an agency owner with WeInsure. He's an insurance expert. We have James Lascano, TransWorld Business Advisors. He's a business broker here in studio. And every week we do a top 5, top 10, and have some fun with you. So we've got our top 5 highest paid authors. Let's see where you guys stack up here. Highest paid authors, top 5. Let's start right here with Gary.
I'm going to have to go with Stephen King.
Stephen King, number 5 on the list, $15 million earnings in 2016. And he does horror films and fantasy. All right, James. Top 5 authors, highest paid.
George R.R. Martin.
Say again?
George R.R. Martin.
George R.R. Martin. I don't recognize that name. What is
Game of
what
Thrones?
Is he Game of Thrones?
Well, Game of Thrones, man.
Nice. Hey, sorry, I don't watch that one.
That's all right.
All right, so back to you, Gary.
What's the lady that did Harry Potter?
Oh, I was about to say that.
Last name starts with an R.
Rowling.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling, $19 million in her genre as young adult.
Wow.
So, yeah, $19 million, highest paid author is 2016. Back to you.
Isn't she also the highest paid? I think she's one of the richest women in England, right?
I saw her name come up on some other list, too. Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. She has an empire there.
Mm-hmm.
She built an empire with some ideas, taking an idea and putting it on paper.
Yep.
Man, that's nice.
I would say Tom Clancy.
Clancy, that's a recognizable name, but unfortunately it's not on the list.
Really?
Yeah, Clancy's not on the list.
He passed away, didn't he?
A
2 years ago?
Maybe. Maybe that's why he's not on the 2016 list. That's cool, though. Back to you, Gary.
John Grisham.
John Grisham as well. Yes, he's a thriller. He wrote the genre thriller, $18 million in 2016. Top 5 highest paid authors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Back to James Lascano.
I guess they would, from the books that I read, probably none of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Lee Cockrell. I mean, yeah, some of the books that
not on the list. So I'll just help you guys round it out. So Stephen King was number 5. Yeah. Number 4 was John Grisham. 3 was J.K. Rowling, and number 2 is Jeff Kinney, children's books, $19.5 million, and then James Patterson is number 1 by far, $95 million. Thriller is the genre. What's his book, James Patterson?
I think he writes a lot of detective type novels. I've read a couple of them, but
is he The Fugitive? Is he the one that wrote The Fugitive? I think that was a book before it was a movie, right?
Yeah, I don't know who wrote that.
Very cool. All right, there's our top 5 of the week. Let's go ahead and tell you something good here. All right, we always like to add a little bit of great stuff happening in the marketplace, and so an off-duty police officer. Deputy saves Manatee County couple from burning car. Manatee husband and wife are counting themselves fortunate after their car caught fire on a rural road, and they were rescued by an off-duty deputy. A large batch of burned-out grass on the side of Moccasin Wallow Road in Parrish is all that's left from the most frightening day of Neil and Claudia Cook's lives. We've been kidding around about dying at the same time, but I thought, oh, please, this is not a good way to do this. The couple was on the way visiting. The couple was on the way to visit their grandchildren on August 20th when they pulled their car over for car trouble. Moments later, they realized their car had caught fire. They tried to exit the burning vehicle, but their doors wouldn't open. Seconds later, they spotted a man say that he was an angel. I remember thinking, all right, how are we going to get out of this car now? Then Willie pulled next to me. Neil explained Willie wasn't just a passerby. He was an off-duty deputy. Willie Finkella was on his way home from church, and with his wife, I just went into action. He said, I don't know if it was training or what you have to do, but I went into action. I just wanted to get them out of that car. When he saw the car, he knew that they were endangered. He tried to open the door. I grabbed the door handle and yanked it, and the door handle broke, he said. With the front door stuck, Finkley grabbed his weapon and shot through the back window and then kicked through the unlocked back door. He also grabbed the couple and pulled them to safety. The stretch of road where it all happened is so rural that only farmland was nearly a mile, and the chance of anyone finding them was so little, the cook said, would have been help from above. So just a real scary situation, but Jesus had it all under control, and he had Willie and his wife on the way. So he's quoted as saying, I believe my wife and I were agents of God at that point. He said, I had the location at the time because that's not our usual route. We rarely go that way, but that day we did. We went that way. So they said they planned to take him out to dinner as a thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, great story, huh? Luckily, I wonder why would the doors have locked? I guess some kind of mechanism in the car with the electrical shorted, so it locked the doors.
Remember, the most electrical systems are pressurized. They have like a pressure system inside, so if something happens, I'm sure the heat would maybe have expanded them or something.
Man, yeah, especially an elderly couple being able to kick out of a car like that. Someone young might be able to kick out of it. But all right, let's go ahead and jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning rounds.
Lightning rounds, top tips, things to do, nuggets of advice. Gary Hallock, you're up first.
If you're a mortgage broker and you're looking to make sure you get the deal done quickly and efficiently, definitely give one of our agency owners a call or even myself.
Yeah, definitely reach out. We'd love to engage with you. 670-7372. James Lascano.
Hey, I wanted to say something. I recently had a discussion with a person who's thinking of selling their business, a seller, and he's looking and shopping around and talking to different companies. And I would just say this, look, TransWorld is the second largest business brokerage firm in the United States, and we actually have 300 offices worldwide. One of the key things that I tell people is, look, do your homework, of course, and go ahead and when you hire someone like TransWorld, we don't work like other brokerage firms, okay? What we do is we're peers to each other. So I know my peers and co-workers over in Fort Lauderdale, as well as I know my co-workers in Jacksonville. So we are experts in every single field. So actually one person was saying, look, I'm selling a hospital, a clinic, and I went ahead and I called Tom Jones, which is our senior vice president over at in Fort Lauderdale, who actually focuses only on selling medical businesses. Okay, so what are we going to do? I'm going to go through him and work with him on this particular listing to go make sure that we are successful together. But no one does businesses like him. We had somebody that was selling a big corporation of $20 million. We have Peter Berg, which has been consistently throughout the past, I think, 6 years, the number one top salesman in the state of Florida. He makes actually what he makes is $1 million a year.
Nice.
He only
net
sells,
$1 million.
Yeah.
Like it. That's awesome. I want to thank our expert contributors today, all the folks behind the scenes putting this show together. Great team around here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. Gary Hallock in studio today. James Lascano as well, TransWorld Business Advisors. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up leftover food you may have, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see in need on the side of our beautiful Tampa Bay roadways. And we'd love for you to also to be a force for good in the community. Go out there and volunteer. Maybe pack up some leftover clothing that you may have as well. Take it down to your church or your donation bank. Be a force for good in the community out there, and continue to tune into our show here, Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we'll check us out at consumerqb.com, as well as on Twitter at Brandon Rhymes1 on Twitter. And please like our Facebook page as well. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.